In this podcast series, we will be discussing a clear foundation before moving forward.
We have something very important for you. The industrial experiences should come right after the education. So, the educational experiences should be put in a chronological descending order.
Standard practice which you need to consider.
This test is considerably tougher, or I would say the difficulty level is a bit high. Yeah, of course, there are some of the criteria that we should consider before applying.
Incidents professionally which has happened in your life, that has to be mentioned very clear and loud. Can we copy SOP from others then to collect the ALOR? Hello dear PhD aspirants, welcome to the second episode of Get Ready for PhD Abroad with us.
Before we dive into this episode on preparing your Curriculum Vitae, we highly recommend you to check out our previous episode on the ultimate pre-application to-do list.
You can watch it by clicking the I button present at the top right corner of your screen, or else the link given in the description below. It will give you a clear foundation before moving forward. Now, without further delay, let's jump into the second episode of how to prepare your CV.
Do not skip this video and watch it till the end because we have something very important for you.
So the first part of this episode would be research interest. So Smritilekha, what do you think how our research interests should be outlined in our Curriculum Vitae?
I think the research interest in our Curriculum Vitae should not be more than 2 to 3 lines.
Should it be, outlined in depth, or it should be outlined, just an overall picture what your research interest is?
So the research interest should not be outlined in depth. It should be an overall view of what kind of research you want to pursue during the 5 years of your PhD. So it should not be too much in depth, it should not be too much lengthy, it should be just 2 to 3 lines of overall depiction of what research you want to pursue and where you see yourself in the 5 years of PhD program.
Okay, so having said that, we should always mention about our goals, right?
Yes, your research interest should contain your goals, whatever you want to pursue, wherever you want to reach in the 5 years of your PhD program.
Thank you. Coming to part 2, educational qualification and experiences. So Smritilekha, tell me this thing, that we have seen multiple job profiles where they have created their CV while keeping in mind that they should first prefer their job experiences to be presented at the CV at the top, and then they present their educational background. How it should be for a prospective PhD candidate CV?
I would say for a prospective PhD candidate, the CV should not be the same. In case of a CV which is going for application for a PhD program, we should first put our educational qualification at the beginning of the CV, just after the goals.
Right. Research interest.
Research interest. So, the educational experiences should be put in a chronological descending order, starting from your current educational experiences and then slowly going back to your previous educational experiences.
So, where and how should we put our industrial experiences?
The industrial experiences should come right after the educational qualification, and it should follow the same chronological descending order as you are doing for the educational qualifications. So it starts from your current industrial experience if you have any, and if you do not have any industrial experience, in that case you can also add some of the internships that you have done.
So, adding to that, you should also mention your duration of your study and cumulative score. The duration of your study should be mentioned as MMM-YYYY format. So, can we divide our experiences into different parts?
Yes, we can divide our experiences into three categories. The first and foremost would be our professional experience. The second category would be our research experience, and the third category can be our training experience. So the training experience comes for people who have not yet started doing any job, or they have just training experience,
No, just doing the masters.
or they're just doing the masters and they have just training experience and not any particular job experience. In that case, they have to put a training experience.
Okay.
That would be beneficial for the overall experience.
So tell me this thing, how can we make sure our professional experiences has been added in a proper way?
So the correct format for adding the professional experience would be first to mention your designation. Second would be to add the time period you have been in a particular role in the company.
That means the duration.
That is the duration of your.
So it should be like the same format we have mentioned before, like the MMM and YYYY format.
Yes, this format should be universal for all the educational qualifications and the professional qualifications that we are going to mention in the CV.
Should we add some more points in the professional experiences, like what you have carried out during your professional journey?
Yes, of course. I think each of your professional experience that you are mentioning should contain 1 to 2 lines of description of what kind of role you have played while you were in the particular designation in the company.
Should we keep in mind that it should align with the research interest what we want to pursue in our PhD curriculum?
Of course, that is essentially necessary. So when we are writing about our professional experience, we need to keep in mind that our professional experience, or we can try to align our professional experience with the kind of research that we are going to do in future in the PhD program.
Correct.
And if not, we can at least try to build a story that would reflect that my professional experience will be of help when I start my PhD program.
You should showcase like that.
Yes, of
Why is
course.
it not here? So, coming to the part 3, that is research skills. So, Smritilekha, tell me this thing, how should we keep in mind our research skills are well mentioned in our CV?
I would say a student might have thousands of research skills, but we have to keep in mind that we mention those research skills which are directly aligned to the research that we will be pursuing in future.
That we want to pursue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in that case, we have to keep in mind that our research skills should add some value to the kind of research we will be pursuing in future.
So, for a chemistry student, how it should be mentioned?
If you're a chemistry student, you have to mention experiences with instruments like NMR or mass that can add value to the CV.
For example, some student who are background of engineering, they can mention about their past experiences handling with instrument or soft skills like they have gained, which will add value to their CV, right?
Of course, of course.
So, mentioning all the soft skills in the bullet points are standard practice which you need to consider. Coming to part 4, that is research publications and patents. Smritilekha, we all know that publications may add value to your CV. Can you just explain how is that so?
So, we have seen that the more number of publications you add to your CV, the more valued it is to the admission committee for a PhD program. That is because the admission committee wants to test your writing skills. And as you know, writing papers and publishing articles is an inherent part of a PhD program. So they want to reanalyze how much adept you are with writing papers, with doing literature search, and everything related to publishing a research article.
So, could you please give me some format of how should we mention our research paper or article or any publications we have in our profile.
So we have to keep in mind that the same chronological descending order should be mentioned also in case of the research publication. That means you start with your latest publication and then go backwards. In case of the format of writing the publication, it starts with the number of authors and the name of authors, and then followed by the name of the article that you have published, followed by the name of the journal in abbreviated form, followed by the impact factor of the journal, and then the DOI of the published article.
It's very clear then, right?
Yeah. That should be the format, and it should be really crystal clear. But you have to keep in mind that while a research publication can add value to your CV, it is not extremely necessary that you have a research publication. If you have background with good research experiences, then maybe you can get a PhD offer even without a research article.
Can you just explain if someone doesn't have a research article but that is still under communication, how they should mention it?
So there can be cases if someone is still communicating for an article but it is not yet published. In that case, the same order should be mentioned, but it should be written in brackets that communicating.
Okay, that is really good.
Yeah, that should be mentioned.
Yep.
But of course, you can put research articles that are still in communication. Only you have to take care of authenticity. You shouldn't put anything that you have not done.
Right.
This is a very important thing that I need to emphasize.
Because in the interview round, they might ask, right, what you have carried out in this research article. They may question. And during that time, if you fumble, then it's gone, right?
Yes, of course. They will be asking you questions, how you carried the research, what you did during this research article, and they will try to understand the authenticity behind this research article, whether you really took part in the research article or you're just mentioning the name.
They will specifically ask what you have carried out.
Yes, what part of research you have done.
What role you played
in this research.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's extremely necessary to be honest
Right.
throughout the CV.
Right.
Do not mention anything that you have not done.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is really necessary.
And you should also know what to write, and you should know how much to write, and it's not necessary that you write extra things, and the CV obviously should be not more than 3 pages. Coming to part 5, projects and certifications. Smritilekha, do you really think that projects and certifications can make a CV strong?
Yes, of course, I would recommend students to do projects or certificate courses that are available free online. It's not required to always pay for certification courses, but if you do a bit of searching the internet, you will find a lot of free online certification courses. And
Exactly.
these certification courses should be in the same area that you will be applying your PhD for. So that can add value to your CV and make your CV a bit strong compared to other students.
Right. While doing so, I have created my own portfolio and it has added an extra value to my CV too. Coming to the part 6, scholarships and achievements. Smritilekha, tell me this thing. How and what should we mention in this topic?
So coming to the topic of scholarship and achievements, you can mention any kind of scholarships that you have received throughout your educational journey. You can mention any of the qualifying exams that you have cracked throughout your educational journey.
Exactly.
Or you can also talk about any specific achievements that you have received during your educational journey.
Can we also mention about professional experiences with their achievements over there?
Yeah, of course. If you have received any kind of awards during your professional career, or you have received any kind of awards during your educational journey, in your bachelor's, in your master's, you can specifically add those in this particular topic.
And this is obviously a reason why your profile will be valued more. right?
Yes,
Compared
yes.
to other candidates.
Yes, of course, of course. It will make your profile stand out compared to the other candidates, of course.
Because they will know your value from those achievements.
Yes. Also your capability that you have in terms of achieving specific goals.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
PhD is a goal-oriented program, so this would definitely add value to the CV.
Thank you. Coming to part 7, that is personal information. Smriti Lekha, can you just tell me how and where should we mention our personal information in the CV?
So the personal information, I have seen many people mentioning it at the end of the CV, but I would say the correct format is to mention the personal information at the header of each page of your CV.
Right.
So your personal information stays there for each of the pages of your CV and
Right.
not just the end of the CV.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, what should it include?
So the personal information basically includes your email, your phone number, your LinkedIn profile, that is the link to your LinkedIn profile. If you have a portfolio, you can also include the link to your
Exactly.
portfolio, and at the end you should mention your location.
At the end, we would recommend you not to make your CV more than 3 pages. While starting of this video, we have mentioned that we will give you something extra, is it not? So, we have given a standard CV format in the description which you can also download and make your own standard CV.
Thanks for watching this video. Do not forget to share with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for their PhD journey.
Do not forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for latest updates. And do hit the like button if you find this content informative. Also, do comment to ask any queries which you have. We will be happy to reply you back.
We are providing you with an email in the description box. If you need any help regarding your preparation for PhD abroad, do write to us in that email.
You can use same email address to book an appointment with us for further assistance.
So that's all for now. We will meet you in the next episode of Get Ready for PhD Abroad with us.